Hello and welcome back to Game Chat. This is an episode put on by the Game Club Coalition, which is myself, and off to my right, my compatriot Chase. Today we're going to be talking about mobile gaming. I know that's something that we haven't touched very much on the channel, but with the announced today of the iPhone 12 and various other models with this, Apple was really touting a lot of gaming features and or trying to put gaming at the forefront here. So real quickly, we're going to go over the specs. Chase has got those pulled up, so he's going to go through them.
Yeah. Also, it's super cool that everything has like the same type of display technology this time.
Yeah.
It's taken Apple a while to adopt OLED across the board, so all of them are going to have their OLED manufactured by Samsung, calibrated by Apple Magic Touch with their great color accuracy and everything. But the biggest standout thing in gaming is going to be the A14 processor. First 5 nanometer chip with, did I say nanometer? Nanometer? Nanometer chip with, what did they say, like 11.5 billion or 11.8 billion transistors. Yep. But man, if their A13 was anything to go on, I don't know a lot about that kind of technical stuff, but this as a system on a chip, they were already leaps and bounds above competitors, that this is just furthering that gap. Every year, Apple Silicon is really just constantly energy efficient and powerful. So with gaming, I mean, what did they show off at on their recorded presentation? It was like League of Legends, Wild Rift.
Yep, League of Legends and a bunch of other kind of game-related stuff, really trying to push the gaming. I've actually got an article here by Game of Sutra that says Apple touts the new iPhone 12 and its 5G as a big game changer for mobile games. A couple of the takeaways that I had from this when they're referencing the 5G speeds, because that's another thing that all of the phones have, is download speeds in the ballpark of 4 gigabits per second and upload speeds of 200 megabits per second, which is better than I can even get at my house. So I know that those are under optimal conditions, but I could definitely see where they talked about how it was supposed to be low latency, and due to the upload speeds that it'd make for a better multiplayer experience. And I think somebody from League of Legends had said basically, with off-the-charts GPU performance and frames per second, you get amazing details and fluid gameplay even in the most chaotic team fights.
I didn't even see that part.
And then it also says down here that it enables console quality experiences, which I think is kind of funny.
Well, they always say that. Like, they're like, oh, it's so powerful. What is League of Legends console quality performance then?
And that's
because it's not a console.
And that's kind of my thing there is like, I mean, is a phone really needed? I know that they said basically that only with the power of the iPhone and the 5G can we make this happen or something like that. But then I was at their site for League of Legends Wild Rift, which from my understanding it's a watered down version or more streamlined version of League of Legends. And it says right here, coming soon, get it on Google Play or the App Store. So I don't know what's so special about the iPhone that
it's like the Fortnite deal they cut on Samsung, right? Where they were like, you could get the Galaxy skin, and it's like still runs really nice on an iPad at 120 frames per second.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
And but even with that too, it's like one of the most popular games. I talk about it. I was to say Breath of the Waifu, but Genshin Impact on the 11 Pro Max right now, it runs, and other modern phones, obviously, it runs at 60 frames per second.
Right.
Like, that's pretty impressive considering the PS4 version runs at 30 sometimes.
Right. And when I see the graphics for this, it's nothing that's stand out. I know that this was probably more of a marketing ploy, but I do know that in this new A14 Bionic chip that they outlined that it's like a basically 6-core on the CPU side, 8-core on the GPU, which I think even both of those is still top end or maybe even beyond what a lot of other processors are doing in Android world, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, they do have like 12 cores now, right? Like an Android.
Ah,
I don't know.
It's so hard to keep up with some of those.
Yeah, like I feel like there are some that are like, oh, 24 cores. Not really, but like, it's hard to keep up with, all of those different models and stuff. But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, when we talk about track records and performance, like I know you can slam Apple for their walled garden and their extra fees and epic game battles and literally and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, performance is really good.
Yeah, well, and
hardware and software.
I think that's like the big thing that Apple has going for it is not only their ecosystem, but performance and optimization. Because again, you really have a limited scope of phones that you're designing this for. I'm not sure if League of Legends is going to be for iPhone 12s only, if that will be restricted in some way or not. But they've only got a handful. There's 4 models this year. They've all got the same internals. So essentially, one model that you're really optimizing for, right? I think the Pro models may have a little bit more power. I'm not exactly sure how that all breaks down, but and then you've got.
I honestly think they all have 6 gigs too, which is
huge, right? I mean, for phones, like
that's huge for especially for an iPhone,
right?
Like they've gotten away with a lot for a long time with 2 gigs, 3 gigs, 4 gigs. To jump up to 6 is like I'm making a game right now for mobile and what I would like on Switch and stuff like that. And I was struggling to get my game to be under 1 gig of memory because I'm just one guy and I don't know that much about optimization. Right. And that 1 gig is like the threshold for before you lose everything on a 2 gig phone. And Apple's been using 2 gigs for so long. I was like, I need to optimize and do all this stuff. Now all these developers, now that I understand that, these developers have so much more room for exploring and doing more lighting, more texture work, more higher quality rendering in general.
Yeah,
so it's going to be
effects and other stuff too, right? Like
floodgate. Yeah. Oh, particles. And better shaders. It's good. It's going to open the floodgates, so to speak. We'll see Skyrim. Skyrim's coming to phones. You know it's coming to phones, bro.
It's gotta be. Todd Howard gotta sell it again, man.
And it's only gonna be on the Surface Duo, which is running Android.
So. And actually, Chase, that reminds me, one other thing that I do want to touch on real quickly here is with Apple's kind of push for gaming and really touting League of Legends that was kind of the highlight. Amongst other, just like speaking about gaming and how you can be a pro gamer anywhere and all this other stuff. I really hope that this is opening the door for Microsoft and other companies to be able to do the game streaming like xCloud. Like if they're talking about this, like it's gaming device, the 5G, like the speeds are there. Like I really hope that this is kind of like the groundbreaking, so to speak, of starting to get into this, right? Like it kind of makes sense. They're trying to tout it as gaming. Like I know Apple's going to push all of their specific stuff designed for the apps that are, not going to contain streaming, but I hope that this is a push in the right direction, because mobile gamers are a huge population of the planet. Realistically, I mean, there are a ton of people. I personally, I try to get into it. I can usually just never stick to it, but I know that there are a ton of people that like they primarily play on mobile devices.
Yeah. No, and that's a really good point, because we can slam mobile gaming all we want. It's not going anywhere. Right. People are like, it's a mobile game. I don't care. It's like, that's such a broad term. Yeah. I mean, there are some, like Dead Cells is on the phone. Incredible game.
Absolutely.
On the phone or not.
Just played it recently.
Yeah, and like PS4, Xbox controllers being usable officially on Apple devices, which is a big deal. Not so big on Android because they could do that forever. But there's this huge push for gaming, especially on Apple's front and Google's too. But like, I know Phil Spencer, didn't he say like, he's like, oh, we'll be on iOS.
Yeah,
like that was the thing.
He's had a couple of little quips
like a web app,
where he says like, he says that they're going to be on there, or it's something along the lines of like, we're going to continue to work with them until we get it on the platform. You know what I mean? Like the way he words it. Like,
yeah.
I will say that kind of actually kind of leads us into my next point here, and kind of our last before we end up wrapping up, is the Apple Arcade, right? Because this is another thing that they kind of showed off and touted, because right here, as the title screen says, hundreds of worlds, one subscription, 0 ads. I think that the inception of this is kind of like Xbox Game Pass, right?
Yeah,
like
100%.
This is Game Pass, but for mobile devices. And so now that they're trying to be touting as this like gaming phone sort of, which is an area they haven't gotten into until recently, right? But I really felt that
games were never their focus.
Yeah,
like that was their thing. They're like, oh, it's just a hobby thing, gaming, and now they're like taking it seriously, and it's like, well, cool, you know.
So yeah, I think this is pretty huge. Their push towards gaming, this subscription type service. Like I know that this actually works on Apple TVs as well, and I know that there are even some games that are coming to Apple Arcade that are going to be on consoles, essentially, right, Chase?
Yeah. The Pathless is a launch title for PS5, and everyone's like super excited about that. And I'm like, again, I don't want to dog on mobile games. It's like temper expectations. Like this is a next gen game. I mean, it's a game on a next gen console,
right?
But it's on Apple Arcade first. It's $5 a month to have Apple Arcade. You get all these games like Game Pass. You get them all. You download them, use them as much as you want, play them as much as you want. There's not like a schedule. They don't get removed. It's just this curated collection of games, and it's like on mobile, whatever. But on mobile with a controller, what's the difference? Like, yeah. That's pretty
absolutely.
Like, so
on the Apple TV, right? Like you're gonna be able to play it on the Apple TV with a controller. Not that much different than a PS5, right? And I think that's a good thing to remember too with consoles in general. I mean, it's like, oh, this next gen game that's coming out or whatever, and it's like, is it really next gen? I mean, it's kind of like, hey, I played a new game on my PC and it can play it, you know, like,
right?
Or it's on a mobile device, or however you want to look at it. Like it's like it's not really like restricted.
And it doesn't mean it's worse because of it. I'm excited to play the Path.
Yeah,
I think it looks fun.
Absolutely.
It's just one of those things where people are going to play it and be like, well, this isn't Assassin's Creed or something like that, you know? And it's like it's multi-dimensional. It's on so many different platforms. It has to work. Like you just have to think about it like that. But I'm excited, man. I'm gonna get the Pro Max. I don't know about you. I'm gonna get the 11 or the 12 Pro Max because I like big phones.
Yeah, I'm kind of undecided. I'm in one ballpark. I don't think I need a Pro model. I'm either gonna get the iPhone 12 because I'm still on a 10, so this will be 2-3 generations. I don't even know how long it's been. And basically it's the same size physically phone, but it's going to be slightly larger screen. So I can totally deal with that. Yeah. There's a part of me that like I have a soft spot for small phones. I've always loved small phones. I used to have this Sony Ericsson flip phone. I loved it because it was tiny, right? And when I saw that, like smaller footprint than the SE or the 8, but all screen, like, oh, man, I'm so torn. It looks cute, really cool.
It's cute as hell.
I've never liked the plus size phones because even though I'm tall, I'm 6 foot, I got big hands, I feel like I can't get my thumbs around to all the right places to be able to use the device with one hand, right? Like that's kind of I like that ease of use. So I'm torn. If the Mini was coming out for pre-order and launch at the same time, I'd probably go Mini. But right now, the fact that there's those 3 extra weeks, I'm kind of leaning towards the iPhone 12 just because
I don't want to wait 3 weeks.
It's been like 3 years since I got an iPhone 10, so like another 3 weeks is like a lifetime.
Okay, I was gonna say the opposite, but yeah, no, that would. Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way, man. Like I'm excited, but I'm like, I mean, I do have the 11 Pro Max, so it's like it's not a huge whatever, but I'm excited, man. I'm always a sucker for that crap, dude.
Yeah, no, I think they look good. I like the aesthetic style that they've gone for. The new MagSafe charging mechanism I think looks really cool.
Oh, that's a whole other conversation. That's just sweet. And you know they're gonna go for it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it.
Calling it now.
Nope.
Game Chat episode 5.
That's right. Game Club Coalition says on a game chat about a phone, we're calling it. No port in the 2021 phone.
2021 iPhone 12s X 13.4 version
series, and it's gonna be the iPhone Series XII S. I don't know. Whatever. We'll cut it. We'll end it now.
Oh, that's hilarious. So just in our ending stuff, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and give a subscribe. We're going to be doing these 2-3 times a week. We're still trying to work out the schedule here, but we're going to be trying reporting pretty often and become part of a regular channel. On the weekends, we're looking at streaming on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Game Club Coalition. We also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/Game Club Coalition, and we post a lot of news articles over there, and we'll be doing some promotion and kind of posting when we go live or videos or any of that other stuff. So, Chase, you got anything before we end it?
Nope, just super excited to spend more money on stupid stuff I don't need. Let's go.
Absolutely. So, thanks again for watching. This is the Game Club Coalition signing off.
Peace.